on Iwtv News.
DEI Week. What's that mean to you?
There wasn't going to be a lot of diversity, but at this school there's like so much.
Yearly checkup. Reiver Country can help.
Find out what Iowa Western has to offer them.
Football, baby. Dark side glory.
Pride didn't take it back for 6.
Drive for show and what's to know.
We just got to keep working on what we've been working.
From the campus of Iowa Western, you're watching Iwtv News.
Hello and welcome to our latest edition of Iwtv News. I'm JJ Davis. Now, you know, the one thing I really like about this campus is the ability for everyone to get along. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what. You want proof? Every blade is different, and so is every one at Iowa Western. Not all who wander are lost in Reiver Country. In fact, they are found. And so it's written on the windows of the Student Center. BU Week, courtesy of the Iowa Western Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee.
Be you, be your authentic self. So we want faculty, staff, and students to recognize who they are, represent who they are, celebrate who they are.
And celebrate they do, with DEI events every day of the week. And starting on Monday, well, not just window dressing, but recognizing that all are accepted.
They were able to write on the windows and not get in trouble, right? So they were able to write on the windows and be you and what that represents, what that means to them.
I think it's good. You know, that should be like an everyday thing. Everyone should be equal, no matter, you know, what color, how they look, anything like that. You know.
I'm from an island, so we have a lot of diversity at home. And coming to a school in the mainland, I was kind of like concerned that like there wasn't going to be a lot of diversity, but yeah, at this school there's like so much.
It appears to me with these messages, students have spoken from their heart.
Definitely, and that's what we want them to do, and that's what we want everyone to do. We want folks to be able to represent themselves and be comfortable in their own skin.
I think it's a great week for everybody to come together and, you know, get together and do activities and stuff like that and, you know, get to know each other.
What do you make of the artwork?
We have some artists and some people who tried.
But in the end, it's all accepted.
Yes.
When I see certain things, when I know certain things are going on at this campus, it makes me feel good about being here. I feel great about being here, and I feel comfortable being here.
Comfortable just being me. Kindness destroys hate from top to bottom. Students come from all walks of life to Reiver Country. BU Week at Iowa Western. What all kids need to know or thought they knew goes out the window. Amen to that. Football, baby. 2 more up, 2 more down. But next up, Old Man Winter is coming. Have you had your flu shot yet? When we come back.
From the campus of Iowa Western, this is Iwtv News.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Iowa Western cares. It's that simple. And again, you want proof? I got it. Found it. And as usual, I didn't have to go too far. And while I was at it, I got the shot. The flu shot, that is. IW stands for good health all the way around. Reiver Country, in conjunction with area health organizations, handing out toothbrushes, learning about heart attacks, vision care, and more.
We just want to give our employees a place where they can see all the resources that we have available to them, whether they're part-time, whether they're full-time. We want to raise awareness to some of our resources like the Wellness Center. Some of our vendors are here that represent our dental plan, our vision plan, our medical plan, and just community resources that are out there.
We're promoting general health, so we're going over heart attack symptoms, stroke symptoms. We have lots of resources for quitting smoking, finding doctors at the hospital.
Our role is to make sure people know what wellness opportunities we have through the city, and most of our opportunities are free, so just getting people out and active.
I think it's very good. I think it's pretty forward thinking to allow us to get access to this type of health care and preventative care.
What was the hardest part? The needle, the massage, what?
They couldn't find my veins at first, so we had to try 2 arms, but it didn't hurt.
Gotta come on this side here.
They really appreciate that they can have their blood drawn and that they can have a flu shot all in one spot, and then they could sign up for Health Advocate and find out what Iowa Western has to offer them.
It's as easy as riding a bike. Yes, they're handing out flu shots, learning how to pump life into a victim of a heart attack, and more. The health fair at Iowa Western. IW stands for good health all the way around. And the proof? Well, it's not called the Wellness Center for nothing. Keeping with our medical theme, have you ever given blood? Well, you know, they do here every year on campus. And once again, you don't have to go very far. Donor shirts ready to be handed out. Water stacked and ready to hydrate. Batten down the hatches, veins. Giving blood, thanks to the American Red Cross.
I used to be a wuss about the idea of giving blood. When I had my first child and you had to go through, they poked you for everything and drew blood 5 million times. I had a teacher friend who taught science who said, well, if you can go through that, you can give blood.
I am always wanting to give blood, and Iowa Western is very close to home, and all of my kids and grandkids did part of their education here.
A friend of mine's son has just finished his last chemo treatment, and oftentimes he needed blood transfusions and platelet transfusions from donors, so I thought it was a perfect time to donate.
Being a donor is personal. The annual blood drive at Iowa Western, nothing but net. Lining up the putts at Bentry, home of the Reivers. But first, football, baby. Defense. defense after the break.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Iowa Western football. The hits just keep on coming and coming and... How about another trip to Rock Chalk Jayhawk country? That's right, to the little SEC. Another win, and what do you get? Well, closer to the promised land.
Of course, the white jerseys with the Reiver blue numbers and letters and the plain white pants.
The third-ranked Reivers invade Kansas to battle some Pirates. First quarter, the home team's first possession.
Right, coming back left, and it is intercepted by Rayshawn Hodge.
Rayshawn Hodge comes up big for the dark side defense. Next play, quarterback James Graham right up the gut from 9 yards out.
Graham, and he bursts up the middle. You can fire the cannons. The Reivers are on the board. It's 6-0.
Iowa Western comes crashing through for 5 sacks.
Jackson Filer, sack number 16.
Sam Wilbur gives the visitors a 10-2 lead in the second quarter. The sophomore from St. Albert, a 44-yard field goal. Late in the half, Graham looking to the end zone and lets it fly.
He'll throw to the end zone. Wide open, Micah Davis is there. Touchdown. Fire the cannons. 16-2 on Micah Davis's first career TD as a Reiver.
Independence runs right back, literally.
Has got a little space to work with. Antoine Roberts, he is past midfield, and that's a big break for Independence.
The Pirates find some treasure just before the break. Scott Strohmeyer and Iowa Western in front, 17-8. Now, no scoring in the second half. The dark side picks off another and allows just 190 yards of total offense. The Reivers do just enough and gain their independence with a 17-8 win. Big Blue now 5-0.
Of course, the big conversation with the coach. Be interested to see what he says at the end of this one.
You can smell it, taste it. Pre-game meal, thanks to Matt Johnson and Barley's. Now the Reivers and Badgers exchange turnovers in the first quarter. Then in the second, quarterback Aiden Eatons hits 4 passes in a row. Sam Wilbur then drills a 20-yard field goal, and Big Blue's on the board. Number 14 making plays with his legs, zigzags, good for 12 yards. And then the sophomore from St. Albert steps in again. Wilbur smokes a 44-yarder, 6-0 home team at the break. The dance team gets Brittany on. Early, third quarter, Ty Nissen's punt just fumbled away. Iowa Western recovers. It sets up another Sam Wilbur field goal, 9-0. Now the dark side defense making plays. JoJo Johnson with the pick. At number 20 scrambles for 41 yards. And then Aiden Eatons does the rest. 4 yards, untouched. And Stroh and the gang up 16-0. No! The dark side, 4 sacks, and yeah, file another one for Jackson. Now, the Reivers force 6 turnovers, including 5 interceptions. Rashawn Hodge dodges his way 51 yards for the pick six, and Big Blue beats down the Badgers 26-0.
Yeah, it was. Won a really good football team, and to hold that team is 26-0. We knew it was going to be tough going and sometimes, but you make just enough plays. We created turnovers, interceptions, and that's what good teams do.
Our main goal this week was to stop the run, and I feel like we did that good. Got them in pass situations. Our DBs were locked down. A lot of interceptions today, a lot of turnovers, and got us to win.
Cash steps back, throws it across the middle, intercepted by Rashawn Hodge. Hodge jumps over a man.
It was like 4th and 3rd. I knew they were trying to throw a short route, had to come up. Glad I caught it and took it back for 6.
You ever hit 4 in a game?
I have not hit 4 in a game. This is my first time. It felt pretty good, especially to be having like a 44, to have a long one as well. Like with all the other field goals, it felt good.
I told them every single game that we started from this stretch run of last week, no matter who the opponent is, the next opponent's the biggest game. That's a football game there. The 4 quarters that we had to battle, we made enough plays, the turnovers, special teams with the field goals, offense owned enough. Okay, that's a team win.
The Reivers at 6-0 will next tackle always tough Butler at home, Saturday, October 22nd. Moving things indoors. Let's be honest, it hasn't been easy for the volleyball team this year. And there's been a lot of reasons for it. But one thing is for sure, this band of Reivers is giving it everything it's got. Lining up for the Dennis South Memorial Classic. Round 1 against Panola. First set, Charlene Antonio. Hammered down, and the Reivers take a 9-8 lead. But the Phillies with a 5-2 run to go up for good, 13-11. The visitors take it 25-19.
Not keep giving points away. We've got to be aggressive on our serve and go for it because they're a decent passing team.
Back and forth the whole match. Madison Haverman with the right hand. And the second set is tied at 24. Iowa Western puts up a block party and wins it 26-24, and the pom-poms are out. Third set, Big Blue for the block. And if it works once, do it again. The Reivers take the third 25-20. All Panola in the fourth set. On the other side, keeping up the pressure, and it's out. The Phillies win it 25-14.
A little bit. We've got to be moving our feet, trying to get a good 2-pass.
So it goes 5. Rana Camus leads the way overall with 21 kills. Iowa Western jumps out to a 7-4 lead. The team from Texas out, but it's tied at 12. Lauren Botterly here with 15 Ks. Not this time. The Phillies, 83 digs, keep it alive, rip off 3 straight points. Panola wins the match, 15-12.
We just got kind of scared and tentative and hesitant, and I made the comment in the huddle at the end of the game, if you play not to lose, then you're thinking about losing, and that's sort of what happened. I wouldn't say that we have the exact same, players that we rely on every single game, so we don't have that consistency, and I think it gets frustrating at times because we don't know who's gonna shine from one match to the next.
I think we should have trust more each other. I think that's what we need to do. Because if last point is hard, if someone is shaking their hands, we should give the ball who is there for it, We should trust more.
The Reivers drop the first of 3 matches for the weekend, but Big Blue must move on. Get ready for Colby later this same day. And then there was round 2, that Friday night matchup. Can Coach and the Reivers bounce back from that very emotional loss? Well, here's our newest ace, and I call him Mr. Volleyball.
Iowa Western serves it up against Colby. Lauren Botterly for the block. Later, Charlene Antonio smokes it. Home team dominates the first set 25-12, and they are dancing in the aisles. Set 2, Big Blue comes swinging out of the gate. IW jumps out to a 6-point lead, The Trojans storm back with an ace and more as Colby walks off winning the set 25-19. The up and down match continues in the third. Reivers send it down to go up by 5. Colby comes back and hits it where they aren't, taking the set 25-21. Head coach Corey Tetzlaff circles the wagons. Big Blue, down by 5 early, rallies back in set 4. Emanuela Christodoulou with the kill. The sophomore from Greece crushes it again. IW evens the match with a 25-19 win. Rocking another 5-setter. Iowa Western goes up 11-8, but the Trojans close it out with a 7-2 run. Colby stuns the Reivers, winning the 5th set 15-13. For IWTV Sports, I'm Aaron Halavati.
Thanks, Big A, and welcome aboard. Now, moving back outside to the top 10 men's soccer team. In fact, the Reivers still number 1 and ready to tackle a club in the Lakers that's given the Reivers fits for years. The Reivers, coming off their first regular season loss in a couple of years, dropped from the top spot, look to rebound against always stubborn and number 9 Iowa Lakes. Late first half, the sophomore from Germany, Oskar Greven. Right foot rocket, and Big Blue cracks the code. Second half, 81st minute, Junior Casillas. Iowa Western shuts out the Lakers 2-0.
Culture wins. That's it. You know, when we were in a big storm, you know, our leaders took over, you know, and so you find out what you're made of in those moments. I'm proud of the guys because they're tired. We were dead dog tired, and they just grinded it out and they got it done, and you know, you get the result. You know, we'll get a few days off, we can recover, reset, refocus, and kind of, you know, do what we need to do and get better. Yes, we did get a shutout. I thought the backs were excellent today. You know, our freshman center backs, like, we've been on them all the time, but they have been great.
Come on! The Reivers close out the regular season at 15-1-1. And next up, the playoffs. Then it's the women's turn. The 9th-ranked Reivers down 1-0 when captain Addison Moser with the cross. And Paula Bosa with the finish, and you got a tie game. Second half, 68th minute, freshman Aika Tobaru from Osaka, Japan, far post, and is mobbed. Iowa Western sinks the Lakers 3-1. Big Blue ends the regular season at 12-3-1. And finally, not a long walk spoiled for the Iowa Western golf teams. On the other side.
Action!
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
They're good every year. They've had natty champs, top 5 finishes, pretty much every year it seems. The Iowa Western golf program continues to live near or atop the leaderboard, and this year's no exception. Why, who's the guy and who's the girl? Reserved for Iowa Western Reiver golf. From the range, tee to green, must be talking about the natty. Big Blue bags a visit to Texas and Florida, it seems, every year. And this year?
Very young this year. We lost a lot of talent from last year. I think on the guys' side we brought in about 11 freshmen. On the girls' side, about 7. Early on, we had some really good success, both sides. Men tied the school record in their first event, which was very encouraging. The women, we had a tournament probably 2 weeks ago where the top 5 were in the 70s, which has never happened in my 8 years here. So we're having success early.
There's a lot of different players. There's some long hitters, one in particular, and then we have a lot of guys that are very, hit the fairway, hit the green, and then work from there.
Long ball hitters we do have. That's what I try to recruit is the long ball. It's easy to teach the short game. But because of our young age, around the greens, being disciplined on when to hit the long ball, it's just a teaching thing we're learning. Women's team, again, is young. We have long ball hitters. I would say that top to bottom is probably the most solid team I've had in 8 years.
They're young, they're learning. I think that once they get the fall season under their belt, they'll be ready to compete more and realize that college golf is different and it's really fun.
Our goal is always to get to the national championship. I think both teams have the ability to do that. It's coming together, looking like we can get to nationals. But we just got to keep working on what we've been working and keep progressing to be better every day.
Better and better from tee to green. Big Blue once again in the hunt to bag another trip to nationals. It's in the hole. And so once again, fun times at Bentry, the home of the Reivers. And as always, fun times here in the studio with Iwtv News, with plenty more to come. And so for this latest edition of Iwtv News, I'm JJ Davis, and as always, I'll see you around campus.
Iwtv is online. Like us, follow us, watch us.